In the quiet and beautiful city of Brinton Hills, there lived a young woman named Maya. Maya was naturally beautiful, with a calm smile and soft eyes that made people feel at peace around her. She had recently married a handsome and wealthy businessman named Bryan. Their love story was one people admired. Loved at first sight, deep laughter, late night talks, and soft kisses in quiet corners of their home. They looked like the kind of couple nothing could ever break. Maya had just graduated from the university and was still searching for a job, but Bryan didn't mind at all. He owned several thriving businesses and had more than enough money. In fact, he spoiled his wife silly. Before Maya even thought of asking for anything, Bryan had already kept the money waiting for her. "Baby, take this," he would say, pressing his card into her hands. "Go get new dresses, change your hairstyle, buy nice perfume, and smell good. I love my wife looking beautiful." Every 2 weeks, he would send her to the salon. "Please don't repeat hairstyles," he would say jokingly. Maya felt like a princess. She was living the soft life, pampered and adored. A few months later, Maya found out that she was pregnant. When she told Bryan, he lifted her off the floor and spinned her around. "We are going to be a parent," he said happily. They were both excited, but as the months passed, Maya's stomach began to grow, and so did the rest of her body. Her hips widened, her cheek became fuller, her arms got softer, her appetite doubled, then it tripled. She couldn't control it. Sometimes she woke up at midnight craving noodles. Sometimes she cried because she wanted fries, ice cream, or rice with heavy stew. One afternoon, Bryan sat on the bed watching her struggle to stand up. "Maya," he said slowly. His face tightened. "You are getting too fat." Maya froze. "No, I'm not fat. I'm still a size 18. "I don't like fat women," Bryan said. "Please, don't destroy this body that made me fall in love with you." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "Bryan, I'm pregnant. I'm carrying your child. My hormones are changing. My body. I'm hungry all the time. I wasn't like this before. You know, I used to eat little, but now I can't control it." Bryan scoffed. "Pregnancy hormones? That's just an excuse. You lack control. My mother had 6 kids and still looks slim at 65. Look at you. You haven't even given birth to one. You are round like a pumpkin. Get yourself together. I don't like fat women. There are other young girls outside that will rush me by the time I send you out of this house." Those words broke Maya into pieces. From that day, she started eating tiny portions during the day. She starved herself, but at night, hunger would attack her like a lion. She would quietly sneak into the kitchen and finish large bowls of food in secret. Sometimes she cried while eating. She started hiding in the bathroom to eat. in the pantry, even in the backyard. Her own home became a place of shame. Then she started noticing changes in Bryan's behavior. He started making calls late nights. He came home very late. He smiled at his phone more than he smiled at her. Maya knew he was cheating, but instead of getting angry, she blamed herself. If not that I'm fat, he wouldn't be looking elsewhere, she thought. She cried every night, but she could not stop eating. Hunger had become her comfort. She whispered to herself, maybe after I give birth, I will lose weight. Then he will love me again. Finally, she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. She was overjoyed. She felt fresh hope. I will lose weight now, she told herself excitedly. Everything will go back to how it used to be. But something unexpected happened. She became even more hungrier because she was breastfeeding exclusively. She was eating more food than she ever ate. Her body needed strength and energy so she can breastfeed her baby. Bryan did not make things easier for her. Anytime he saw her eating, he would make mockery of her. Ah, you are still eating again? He would say, rolling his eyes. Haven't you eaten enough? Your mouth is always working. True, true, true. Go and add more now, fatty bum bum. When I send you back to your father's house, you will finish all their food and become round like a GP tank. He will laugh at her and walk away. Maya would cry silently, then eat again to numb the pain. Days later, Maya's mother, Grace, arrived to stay with her. It was a tradition in their culture for a new mother to be cared for by her own mother. Maya felt relief the moment she saw her mother, Grace. Grace noticed something was wrong almost immediately. One evening, she called Maya aside. "My baby," she said softly, holding her hands. "What is happening between you and your husband?" Maya tried to smile, but broke down in tears. She poured out everything. Grace listened quietly, then held her hands gently and said, "Oh, my daughter, why did you suffer in silence all alone? Carrying life is not a joke. Some women lose their teeth, some lose their eyesight, some even died. You only gain weight and he treated you like this?" She shook her head. "You are still beautiful. Don't destroy yourself because of a man. After breastfeeding, we will focus on your health gently, not with shame. It took you 9 months to gain this weight. Give yourself time." Maya felt peace for the first time in months. One afternoon, Maya and her mother were in the living room, chatting and snacking on popcorn, when the door opened. Bryan walked in and stopped. He stared at Maya with disgust. "Can you ever let your stomach rest?" he snapped. "Every time I see you, you are eating. If you are not eating Indomie, it will be this one or that one. Look at your stomach. Is this how a woman of your age should look like?" Grace stood up immediately and shouted, "How dare you speak to a nursing mother like that?" She said firmly. "Do you know what her body carried? Do you think pregnancy is a joke?" Bryan laughed bitterly, then said, "Oh, You are the one encouraging your daughter's laziness. Women on social media give birth and snapped back immediately. Why is my own wife different? She's even fatter than when she was pregnant. Grace's voice rose. Social media is not a real life. Educated men like you should know better. Bryan lost control. Then he shouted, "It's my wife. I will talk to her anyhow I like. You came to help with the baby, not to lecture me. Do your job and go back to your husband's house." Maya begged Bryan, "Please, don't talk to my mom like that." Bryan turned to her in anger. "Oh, you can talk to me back, right? Because your mom is here." He raised his hand and slapped her, then slapped her again. Bryan did not think twice. He chased Maya and her mother and the baby out of his house. Maya was so devastated. She cried endlessly. When she returned to her father's house, her father, Mr. Thomas, opened his arms widely and hugged her. He said, "My daughter, this is your home. Your worth is more than gold." Mr. Thomas wanted to arrest Bryan, but Maya pleaded with him not to, that she don't want any drama. The first few weeks, Maya hardly spoke to anyone. She slept a lot, cried quietly at night, and spent long hours staring at nothing. Even though she was surrounded by love, she still felt empty inside of her. Her body was heavy, but her heart was heavier. Her father, Mr. Thomas, noticed everything, and he didn't rush her. He understood that healing was not something you force. Every morning, very early, he will gently knock on her door. "Maya, come, let's take a walk." At first, Maya refused. "I don't have strength," she whispered. He would smile and say, "Then we will walk slowly. Healing is not a race." On the third day, she finally joined him. They started with short walks, just 5 minutes. No talking, no advice, just quiet steps, side by side. Her father never complained when she got tired. He never mentioned her weight. He never asked her to hurry. He only walked with her. That simple act made her feel safe. Gradually, Maya started sitting outside more often, feeling the sun and breathing fresh air, instead of locking herself indoor. Her father encouraged her without pressure. At mealtime, Mr. Thomas changed how he ate. Instead of telling her to eat little, he began to eat healthier himself. Smaller portions, more fruits, more vegetable. When Maya noticed, she asked one day, "Dad, are you doing this because of me?" He replied softly, "I'm doing this so you won't feel like you are fighting alone." His words broke Maya. For the first time in years, she cried in front of everyone who wasn't judging her. He also listened to her every evening. They sat together in the compound, and Maya talked about everything she went through in the hands of Bryan. The insults, the betrayal, the shame, the hunger, everything. Her father never interrupted. He never defended Bryan. He only said one thing repeatedly: "You are never the problem." Her healing wasn't just physical, it was emotional. He encouraged her to reconnect with herself. She started journaling, writing down her fears, her pain, and slowly her hopes. She started bathing properly again, taking care of her skin, wearing dresses that made her feel beautiful, not to impress anyone, but for herself. Bryan never checked on them. He moved on with other women. His sisters posted pictures online mocking Maya. At first, it hurt her, but over time, she stopped caring. One day, Bryan came with a divorce paper and asked for his bride price back. Maya signed the paper without drama. Her father simply returned the bride price to him. Maya cried for a few nights, then decided to move on. Then came the turning point of her life. One morning, she told her father, "Dad, I want to work again. I want to feel useful and productive." He smiled proudly. "I was waiting for you to say that." He didn't hand her success. He gave her responsibility. He placed her in charge of a small part of his business, not as charity, but as trust. At first, she doubted herself. "I don't think I'm strong enough." Mr. Thomas told her, "Strength does not come before action. It comes from it." Each small success rebuilt her confidence. When she felt like giving up, he reminded her gently, "Look how far you have come." Slowly, the weight started to come off. Not because she hated her body, but because she began to respect it. She drank more water, moved her body gently, slept better, and stopped punishing herself with food. But the most powerful part of her recovery was this: her father never once mentioned her size, never once called her fat, never once compared her with anyone. He only reminded her that she was enough. And that was what healed her the most. Slowly, Maya lost weight, not from pressure, but from peace. She became confident again, glowing strong. Her son started school. She was happy, truly happy. Years passed, and Maya's life continued to bloom like a well-watered garden. She grew more confident, more graceful, and more powerful. Her business flourished. Her son grew into a kind and intelligent boy. And peace finally settled in her heart. She no longer cried over a man who couldn't love her at her weakest. She learned to love herself first. Months later, Bryan showed up unexpectedly at Maya's father's house in a wheelchair. He had suffered a stroke after an accident. He couldn't walk. His speech was broken. Bryan lifted his head. When he saw Maya, his eyes widened. She looked stunning, glowing, peaceful and strong. Not because she was slim, but because she carried dignity in how she walked. "Maya," he whispered. She paused, not in anger, but in calm. "You look happy," he said, his voice breaking. "I am," she replied. He cried, "Maya, please, I'm sorry. Forgive me. You know marriage is for better and for worse. Please come back. I need you now." Maya laughed pitifully at him. Oh, you remembered that marriage is for better for worse. Now that you are in a wheelchair, when I was carrying your child, what past of worst did you remember? Did you stand by me? No. Instead, you were gallivanting with small girls, right? Where are the women you were parading on social media? And where are your sisters that mocked me? Bryan, I don't have anything to tell you. Just leave and never come back. Bryan left in shame. His sisters could not take care of him, so they abandoned him at a home where they took care of disabled people. Bryan was devastated. He wished he could turn the hands of time, but it was too late. A year later, Maya met a gentleman named Ethan. Ethan loved Maya and her son so much. He treated her with respect. They got married and lived happily. Maya built a home full of laughter, and every time she looked at the mirror, she no longer saw a woman who was too much. She saw a survivor. She saw a queen. She saw peace. Hi, beautiful people of African Folktales by Ifybest. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please let me know in the comment section what you learned about the story and where you are watching the story from. Please support your girl Ifybest by subscribing to my channel if you have not done so by now, and click the notification bell to get notified when next I post interesting stories. Please like, share, comment. Please share to your loved ones, your friends and family. And until I bring another story your way, bye!